Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning. Hopefully you having a blessed morning, or hopefully having like a good positive morning, because like this morning kind of like left me creeped out. And welcome everybody. Welcome to SLicc Speaks. SLicc Speaks airs every Taco Tuesday. We try to air it at 10:30, but you know, situations happen, and then you know what happens? I come on late. So bear with me. And if you do see, this is my girl lurking in the corner. This is brought to you by Amy Reshevsky. I like her because she kind of reminds me of Kim Possible with a smirk. So I'm kind of going to have her on the back of SLicc Speaks now, because I kind of like the way that she lurks. There's a lot of people that lurk in your life, but Amy captures it in a print, and I love it. But this morning I learned that I do have a stalker, guys. I didn't know he was a stalker. I thought he was a cool guy, you know. In the world that he's around, from like, you know, hospitality, he's known as Dylan, but in the studio he's known as RK. He told me today that he saw me, but I never saw him. So in hindsight, in reality, you were stalking me in a way.
Maybe you just need new glasses, SLicc.
I clearly was not looking for you, but you were looking for me. I understand that I'm like probably the topic of discussion, you know, most of the time. I'm not trying to get a big head or anything.
I was just trying to get the scoop for your fans.
What's the scoop? That I was going into a place that I didn't need to go to.
You are going to a Greasy Grove, yeah.
Yeah. I'm vegan this week, though.
After eating Checkers, I bet you are.
Because, yeah, it's disgusting. I should have never ate it.
I don't know, especially that one. You should know better.
I should have never. But I only got fries, though, so.
Then why even go to Checkers? Go to McDonald's, bro.
No, but I like their seasoned fries. I really just got medium fries that night.
You didn't even get the loaded fries? You just got regular fries?
Yeah, I don't want loaded fries. Loaded fries come out very loaded in the bathroom, if you understand what I mean. It really does.
But the bacon's worth it. Yeah, bacon and the cheddar cheese. Ooh.
No, it's not worth it. That's why I don't do, like, I don't know if you go to fairs, but, like, I don't even do fairs with loaded fries. Loaded fries are not the thing.
Do they have that at fairs?
Only thing I can ever recall is,
like, funnel cakes.
Like cheese fries. Like cheese fries. Everybody loves cheese fries.
Well, now I want to go to the fair. Thank you for that.
They love, bro, everybody loves cheese fries, bro. Like, I have to say, being that, you know, I am a man of, you know, excellent taste, you know, I was just in shock that somebody would stalk me during my late night hours trying to get some food.
It was just coincidence. We happened to be at the same place at the same time. I was driving home from work. You were driving home from work, which coincidentally we both work right next to each other, and we didn't even know that.
Yeah, and so now you're gonna be stalking me more.
I'm gonna come in looking for hey, I'm looking for screws.
The funny thing is, I didn't tell you what department I work in, so as long as I stay out of sight and out of mind,
you probably work at outside in the plant area.
I don't like to sweat. Everybody in studio, guys, you know, besides you hearing me through, besides you see me on Facebook and you hear me through the airways, a lot of people know me because, you know, I tell them I work at Home Depot. But for some reason, when you put Home Depot in people's minds, they think that you're lifting stuff or like moving mulch or like, I'm not doing any of that, and I can vouch on that. I wish I can live stream of what I do at work. I handle, you know, mostly contracts. Like, I kind of got a big contract yesterday with, it was a $1,500 order. Kind of a big contract, but it was like a door situation. But she took care of that. It was like $1,500, and then everything else was added on. It's expensive to remodel, or no, update your home, not even try to remodel nowadays. But this is just from a Home Depot sales specialist. I mostly sit at a desk like I'm doing right now. Even though you don't see the desk, I'm sitting at a desk with the computer in front of me, calling people to see if they're, you know, if they're okay with their house or their housing situation, because we can't update it for you. I'm not those pesky callers, because I'm not that type of salesman to be pesking you about, like, you should get your garage door done because it is leaking, and I heard that you said it was leaking. I'm the one that, you go to if you really want to solve the problem. I am the problem solver. I'm not the guy outside. Okay, you'll never catch me outside. I will always be inside. You'll never catch me outside. You'll never catch me outside. I'll always be inside. So you wouldn't know you wouldn't know honestly where I would be unless like you ask somebody, where's Gene? Which won't happen. They don't even know me as SLicc, so you have to call me by my government name over there. So I'm just letting you know.
So next time I'm at Home Depot, I'll go in and I'll say, I'm looking for Jim. Where's Jim at?
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer. Yeah, I'm not gonna, there's not a lot of Spanish, I'm not gonna answer. But on SLicc Speaks, guys, I tend to address the major topics of the world. And for this weekend, even though it was July 4th weekend, even though I missed out on fireworks, even though I feel like I kind of outgrown fireworks, I watched an amazing movie this weekend, and it's called Tomorrow World with everybody knows this guy. Everybody you may know him as the name Chris Pratt, but he's the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy guy is the lead to this movie, and he's basically fighting a future world. So we're time traveling 30 years or 40 years into the future to destroy these animals that invaded us. But in hindsight, these animals did not invade us. These animals were a product of global warming. Yes. Spoiler. I spoiled the movie. The whole movie, or the whole premise of this concept, was the fact of we melted the polar ice caps. That's why these animals came out and attacked us. So for the ones that are the polluters, the ones that are not supporting, the ones that are the polluters, and the ones that are part of the Green Party to save the environment, we need to save the environment because there are white spikes still under ice, and we need to keep them under ice, keep them under ice until a military team comes in to shoot them or kill them all, because I do not want to be invaded by aliens that have been housed here because of, extreme conditions of the cold. We do not want them, or we do not want anything to melt the ice. We need to keep everything, we need to keep our ecosystem the same. We need, my daughter's daughters need to see, my son's sons, my daughter's daughters, or whatever I have, they need to see these polar ice caps, okay? They need to see polar bears. What do you think about this new green initiative that they're pushing clearly in the movies? Should we save our planet? RK, should we?
I mean, of course we should. I mean, because we don't want to live on a planet that's covered in dust and smog, and using those post-apocalyptic movies or futuristic movies where it's just dark outside because there's so much pollution in the atmosphere. You can't even see the sun anymore. There's no plant life. We're all just sad human beings. We don't want that to be us in 10 years. No, come on, guys.
No, true, but being that we want to go to Mars and we want to keep innovating, innovation is causing our world to spin in a drastic way that we can't control how much time we have on the polar ice caps. So if there was an apocalyptical event, just like in this movie, Tomorrow's War, which everybody should be watching. It's on Amazon, so if you have Amazon Prime, so if you get your packages within 2 days, this movie's free. For the ones that still have free Amazon, grow up, okay? I understand it is a cost effect, but you probably order more from Amazon than me, but you don't have Amazon Prime. Grow up. So if there is apocalyptical event, should we keep these glaciers in Russia or the North and South Pole? Should we stop, should we stop with these new innovations that we're creating for I'll say for the future, because we're still like with those lithium ion batteries that they put in like electric cars now, they're still not perfect. Should we stop innovating to save the world?
Are you saying it's a waste of time to try and be more green because we're doomed inevitably?
No, it's not a waste of time. It's just like being more green really causes the most harm from what I'm seeing. And I follow cars. So there's this car out in like Switzerland or something. It's like the world's fastest. It's called the Rimac something. Rimac. It's an all-electric sports car, right? Danish, I think. All-electric sports car, and it got in a bad crash. But basically, you couldn't salvage anything, and it was spontaneously combusting in the car. Like, what is it, in the junkyard? Like, being more green, even though you're not giving emissions, it's still harmful. It's still harmful for the environment. So,
but is it less harmful than the alternative? I think that's what it's all about.
I can't say it's less harmful because Porsche, and I follow cars a lot, Porsche has created a cleaner gasoline. It's not less harmful. You know, like if you had the power, RK, to push forth like this new green initiative, what would you push for?
I would say, well, I don't know if it's true. I didn't fact check this, but I've seen in multiple places say that like most of the world's pollution comes from like the top 5 biggest companies. So you start by,
Tesla, Apple, Windows. You start
putting into place mandates saying, all right, you have to cut your fuel emissions, you have to cut this, you have to cut that. I think that should be step one. Issue is all these big companies, they pay off the lawmakers.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, but like even though they pay off the lawmakers, like you think that's making these green materials is killing our environment. If we want to avoid a tomorrow war, and I'm gonna close it out like this. If we want to avoid a tomorrow war, just don't buy anything green, okay? Go back to the old school Oldsmobiles that take gasoline. Cleaner gasoline is coming out, guys.
Let's go back to mining coal.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Okay? Because I don't understand. Like, bro, you have to watch the movie for like, because
first of all, isn't it an alien movie?
It is, but it's an alien Green Party movie. I can't say Green Party was a part of this. I'm just assuming, guys. I'm not. Don't like I say. Don't report me. But I'm saying the only reason why the aliens attacked us within that 40-year time span was because the ice caps defrosted. They were already in eggs in a spaceship. Spoiler, I'm spoiling the movie. But, the only reason why they came to our Earth was because they defrosted. But if they were kept frosted and someone would have found them in time, we would have blew up the whole colony. But we didn't. So, for the ones that are seeking a greener America, the greener America is trying to figure out how many ways we can, safely, we can still use the same things, but safely use them so it doesn't harm our environment like it used to. Not saying grab the old school Oldsmobile and then try to crack it up, because clearly those things are horrible. But like cleaner gas like Porsche is doing. I think probably Ford's doing it as well, but electric cars, they're good. But what happens on a long road trip when you don't have any charge stations?
You go to Wawa, you get a hoagie, you might eat your hoagie, you charge your car. Wawa
doesn't have charge stations. Okay. Moving on. Speaking of green, Miss Green herself. See, that's a wrong joke, but everybody knows about Kerry Richardson. You know about Kerry Richardson?
I've never heard the name
before. The track star that basically got in a situation because she smoked marijuana.
Oh, okay, I did hear about this. All right.
So now she is back in action. She's on a 30-day suspension. She will be back the day after so she's gonna miss the opening ceremony. She's gonna be back to run her event. But what would you do if you were in her predicament? I know if they canceled me for doing such a, because I signed a contract being that they did that to me, I would have waited 4 more years to go to the other Olympics. I wouldn't, talk about it and then say I would say I'm human. I would say I made a mistake, and I'll wait until the next Olympic trial comes along. Because right now they don't have her running an individual event. They have her running a team event, and it's not like she's winning a medal by herself. She literally runs a 10.6. Me, I would have bowed out and said, I'm not running this Olympic trials because of this situation, and just kept on training, right? When you do that?
Yeah.
Or, like, if you were in her predicament, what would you do? Would you run for the States, or would you just take time off and say, you know what, I did my mistake, let me learn
She needs to
from
get paid either way. So I mean, either you run for the States and you just swallow your pride, say, all right, yeah, haha, weed, and you run, or you wait 4 years and just, I guess I'll wait 4 years and lose my fame.
No, but
because she's more popular now than she was before.
No, true, but she didn't lose her fame though. Once she came up and confessed what
but
she
she
did,
would have if she did what you're saying, where she would have taken 4 years off. No one would know who she was when she came back.
No, true, but her number is stamped in U.S. like it's a 10.6. I think the fastest Jamaican runs a 10.5. And this was in a group of, like, I'll say finalists. So she runs a 10.6. Other one runs a 10.5, or the person from Jamaica runs a 10.5. Like, if I would have bowed out, Jamaica would have been like, oh my gosh, what about she comes next Olympics? She just blows us out of the water. Because every Olympics is 4 years. So what if, she didn't have to run? I wouldn't run because I'm not running an individual event. I'm not taking this medal home. This medal's a relay is with 4 people. I'm not saying they're going to be sharing a medal, but it's kind of like, if you guys don't like me doing this, I'm not going to do this. Let me just wait 4 years. She still has Nike. She still has her school behind her, and she still has a pack of, like, I'll say, not liberal. Is that liberal? I can't say. I don't know. I'm saying the wrong words, but she still has a fan group behind her to support her. So I'm pretty sure her decision should have, like, she could have waited out. Not saying I don't like her. I know my brother, Carrie, if you're listening to this, I know my brother does not like you. I try to point out to him, like, you kind of seem like you're attacking her, but he just doesn't like her at all. These are not my words. These are my brother's words. I was asking him about this situation. He was like, I'm like, how do you feel about Miss Carrie not running, or like they're catching her? They're like, no, I don't like that depiction of that person shown to me. This is my brother. My brother is slightly darker than me, less hair, because he's older, but he's showing me that that depiction shouldn't be shown, because she has long fingernails. The long fingernails, he doesn't like long fingernails apparently, or the colorful hair. I really don't care, The girl's just super fast, so he just did not like her, and he did, he basically wanted her to be that, I'll say, I don't know how you see track athletes or U.S. athletes, but they put them up like, I'll say, kind of like this portrait behind me. They're kind of, they show them in the correct light, even though she looks creepy, but she's in the correct light. For, like, I'll say for Carrie, I think nobody liked her. Like, at first, even though you're right that she got more popular, but she stated her mind, she got more popular, but I don't think at first anybody liked her like that. Besides myself, because why do I need to judge somebody I don't even know? I don't even know Carrie personally. But I know my brother's ecstatic that she's suspended. And I told him that's kind of like, you're kind of hating on her, but he doesn't care. But I'll say for Kerry Richardson, if it was me, but you're not me. You do what you need to do. You're an Olympian. Everybody knows that. But if it was me, I'd have bowed out, and then I would have just went into the next Olympics, because clearly I'm getting so much hate, and Nike's behind me, so I'm still getting endorsement money from Nike. I'll be good. All right? So for the ones that, feel as though she kind of did do the wrong thing. She did breach contract. So it makes sense that, they are punishing her that way. But, she did fess up and say that she did it. She didn't lie. So for the ones that feel like, she's kind of BSing because, is she Carrie? Is she really sorry? Is she not? I don't think so. I feel as though Kerry Richardson really means what she's standing up for. Because a lot of people would have lied that they smoked. A lot of people would have lied.
Wasn't there some other athlete or cyclist or something fairly recently in the last couple of years? No, someone else. It was a female. I forget what she did, but she tested positive for steroids, and she was trying to blame it on eating like a burrito or something.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It was a Russian girl. She looked like she was on roids.
Yeah.
But like she was a runner too. I know what she's talking about.
But she got less punishment or something.
Correct.
I think, right?
She got less punishment, and she got it wasn't like the topic of discussion. The only reason I feel like Kerry Richardson is the topic of discussion is because a lot of people didn't like her at first anyway, and she's so bright and vibrant. She has orange hair. She's the fastest girl on the field, and I gotta say she's beautiful. So. Not saying I'm falling in love with her or anything. It's just like the girl is beautiful. You can't deny that the girl is not. She doesn't look good. Like she's like 5'4". She's like your height, running a 10.6. That's bananas. That's bonkers. That's crazy. That's ludicrous.
Well, I don't short people, because we're so short to the ground, we can move our legs faster.
True.
It's like when you ever see like a rat run. Those things are fast.
No, but like. I don't know if you ever done track, but like having that low center of gravity before you actually pick up your body for the wind to catch you, because once the wind catches you, you slow down. Mm-hmm. And being that she's so short, she can probably just keep piercing or like creating like, it's kind of like a wind tunnel. Like, if you stand up in a wind tunnel, you're getting pushed back. But if you stand like at an angle and you're pressing towards the wind, it kind of just breaks off, kind of like a car. But like I feel as though Kerry Richardson she is the perfect secret weapon to beat Jamaica. And apparently she did something wrong. Now she can't beat Jamaica, and now I'm upset. But I'm a big supporter of Kerry Richardson, even though I never knew her up until this year. So all I have to say is like Kerry. Just make. I say I can't control you. Just like I say to everybody else, I can't control your decision. But if I was put in that position, I would have probably bowed out. Being that I did lose some, people looking at me some type of way, because my brother feels as though because she did that, now everybody's gonna look at her like a weed smoker. They're gonna look at her like Snoop Dogg. But in hindsight, Snoop Dogg is now on every Corona commercial. Everybody wants to collab with Snoop Dogg, even though Snoop Dogg is mostly inebriated.
Well, do you think that's because he's a creator and she's an athlete? And the whole stigma is that athletes shouldn't be using any drugs?
They should be the staple, probably. Because Snoop Dogg is a partier. You wouldn't be surprised if you get next to Snoop Dogg and you smell him, and you're like, wow, okay, it's Snoop Dogg, because it's Snoop Dogg.
Right.
But with her, you wouldn't expect it out of her. So I feel like for the ones that are hating, stop hating, because at the end of the day, she's an Olympian and you're not. Just to state facts.
What do you think happened? You think like her teammates like came into the locker room and it was just hot box, and they were like, oh, we can't do this. We're gonna take it to the officials.
If it happened like that, that was crazy. I wouldn't even want to look at my teammates in the face anymore if my teammates did that. Probably, I wouldn't know. I just know like they probably just test for pee, and then she realized, she thought, being that weed's so legal in the States, or majority of the states, recreationally, she thought that being that she's from Oregon, they're just gonna let it fly by. But the fact that she signed a U.S. contract to take you overseas, there's a fine print that says no such and such substances.
When did she sign this contract? Was this before the legalization of marijuana was mainstream?
This had to be last year because they were supposed to host it last year. They were supposed to host the Olympics last year, and then we got stopped because of the pandemic. So this is a year late after the fact of the Olympics were supposed to happen last year. This is a year late, and so she probably signed it last year. But you have to say her mother died, and nobody cares about that. But it's fine though. So for the ones that are looking to party and have a good time, I'll just say mind your career, okay? You can party, you're gonna have a good time, but like you have to live with the consequences. And I know Carrie's living through the consequences. And being that it's a Taco Tuesday, I'm gonna live through the consequences because I'm gonna give me some tacos today. And I don't know like about you guys, but tacos do come with a consequence when I eat them, okay? I'm not gonna go into detail because it will gross you out. So until the next time on SLicc Speaks, guys, I probably might have RK in the background more, probably not, I don't know. But I kind of like this whole setup. And thank you to Kim Possible for listening to me the whole show. And until next time, guys, stay tuned for another SLicc Speaks. And SLicc Speaks airs every Taco Tuesday and whenever I want it to air. Ooh. Okay? But Taco Tuesday is time to tune in to see what's going on and see what's popping. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your Independence Day. Unfortunately, I was still in slavery when this Independence Day happened, so I didn't really have anything to celebrate. So until next time, hopefully nobody got offended by that comment. Until next time, I will see you guys. Stay tuned.